Hi, I'm Patrick Steiner. Today I'm at Fraser Common Farm, talking to farmer David Catzel about harvesting kale seed.
Okay, so here we are. There's some flowers down here. There's not very many left on the row, but there's some, so we can see this is the Brassica flower in the flowering stage. And as you work down the stem, actually, you can see it's in the pre-flowering stage before the flower's opened. Then here the flower has opened. It gets pollinated, the petals fall off, and this is just after the petals have fallen off. And as you go further down the stem, you can see the beginning of the green pod formation stage that we were looking at before. And that will eventually size up and dry down.
So along with the seed production that's happening here, are there any other benefits to this farm from having flowering plants like this?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Being an organic farm, we like to have a diversity of different insects, and having a diversity of insects means you have some beneficial insects that maybe protect some of your crops against some of the pests. We also have bees here, so this place is full of bees when the row's in flower. So there's there's potential honey production, and then we put the flowers either in this stage or even the flowering stage in salad. So we'll use that as part of our salad mix.
So these are edible.
Mm-hmm. All stages of the plant.
And are they tasty?
Yeah, they taste kind of like broccoli. Ish, or kale.
That's really good.
Yeah.
People know what kale leaves look like. Right here we've got the fresh kale leaves, but the plant's about 4 feet tall, which to me says that it's in the middle of bolting and it's about to start producing seeds. Mm-hmm. Is there any seed pods going on these plants?
There are some on these ones here. So this one has bolted and it's beginning to make seed, or it's made seed, which isn't quite yet dry.
Yeah.
So
these are the seed pods of kale. They're long, skinny pods. And this is the same with almost all of the Brassica family, right?
Yeah.
And that's things like the cabbages and the broccoli, cauliflower, all those cole family plants.
Yeah.
Is there seed in here, do you think?
It looks like there's seed in here. You can see the pod is bulging. And if you were to open it up, one can, it's fairly immature at this stage. They're almost translucent.
So that's a good example of really early formation of seeds in the pods.
Mm-hmm. And you can see they just squish when you pick them up.
They're very tender still.
Yeah.
What's the next stage after the green stage of the pod, where we had the early formation of seeds, but they're all soft and green still? Where do we go next in the plant's development?
From there you can see this one is pretty much ready, and it's just a plant just a little bit away. So the green pods have turned brown, and if it were a dry day, it would be pretty easy to just shatter these. But you can see even on a wet day like this, just banging them in your hand or twisting them, the seeds are falling out.
That's great. Can you show those seeds?
Yeah.
So that we see what they look like? They're very different than the soft green things. They've shrunk in size, they've dried up, and they've changed in color to a dark brown, black color.
Yeah, and they're still, at this stage, they're hard, but they are still, some of them are still squishable. Mm-hmm. So they haven't dried down 100%. It's also fairly damp out right now, so I wouldn't normally come out and collect seed on a damp day, or if I did, I would bring them inside and let them dry down more before I harvest them.
For somebody who's never collected Brassica seed, how do you know when it's ready to harvest?
Well, it's ready when it's dry, and the seeds, just by twisting them, come out of the pods
they crack
fairly
open.
Easily. Yeah. As soon as it's brown, though, I think it's probably safe to harvest them if you're running against the weather, like sometimes we are. You know, you're at the end of the season, it's going to start being rainy a lot and wet a lot. In our climate, I will harvest the seed right when it's ready. So it goes from the green stage to the brown stage. Maybe it hasn't dried down completely, and I'll bring it inside and let it kind of finish up and dry down.
Kale is a cross-pollinator and will cross readily with other Brassica oleracea vegetables like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, or cauliflower. In this video, you've seen how to harvest kale seed and how to recognize when it's ready to harvest. Next, we'll look at some methods for cleaning the seed. If you want to find out more about locally grown organic seeds, visit the websites of FarmFolk CityFolk, Stellar Seeds, and Fraser Common Farm Cooperative. I'm Patrick Steiner. Thanks for watching.